Namaste, Witchlings! How are we doing today? Apparently somebody's doing rough. Sorry. As I asked how everyone was doing today, Sergeant decided to bark. He does answer questions well. It's hilarious. All right. I see a silent king. Yes, happy Diwali. And we have Get Ready with Meditation, Michael Jackson. All right. Nice. Interesting screen name. Oh, this needs to be put on. That needs to go where? Medition. Oh, Get Ready With Me Edition, Michael Jackson. Okay. I can read. Really, I can. Sometimes. It's Get Ready With Me Edition, Michael Jackson. Hey, Aspen. How are you doing today? Tookers, please. He's going scratch, scratch, scratch at the carpet. All right. How is everybody doing? I am doing pretty good today. And as usual, while we wait for everybody to come in and get settled in and get comfy, we are going to say, please be mindful of the energy you bring into my space. And a reminder that you will be respectful in my chat, because if you are not, well, Arnold and the mods will be finding you with the ban hammer.
Hasta la vista.
Hey, Raven.
Baby.
Whoops. Sorry about that, babe. Oh my good grief. I was chilly. Now I'm extremely warm. I need to go change tops. Give me just a minute. Can you kill camera, babe? I'm gonna pass out, though. Jiminy Christmas. That was distinctly unpleasant. All right, we're good. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry about that, y'all, but holy shit, that was warm. And pots and heat, not a good combo, so we're good. Yeah, personal power surges, pots and heat. I'm gonna do one of two things on you guys if I don't fix it. I'm either gonna go face plant into my desk or go exorcist on y'all. So now that I have taken care of all of that, let's take a quick sip of coffee and get into this, shall we? go. All right. I need to trim the wick on my candle. But first we're going to say hello, Namaste, Witchlings. Welcome back, or if you are new here, hey, hi, hello, and welcome. Each day, we flow with the sacred spiral. I am Di, your favorite yoga witch, and guide through this spiral. So let's step into today's together, shall we? So go grab your favorite crystal. I am playing with something today. I'm going to grab my garnet. Go grab your favorite crystal, light your favorite candle or incense, cozy up with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug today, and let's step into today's sacred spiral together for some good conversation, shall we? Don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps our Witchling circle grow and keeps our spiral turning here. We do not have a birthday today, but dun dun dun, the man behind the curtain and I are celebrating our 14th anniversary here today. So, boom. Here's to many, many, many more years, my love. And zoom. We are also lighting our candle to be a beacon of light and hope for those who have lost their way in the darkness. And we hold our light for the victims and survivors of gun violence here in the United States. And with the lighting of our candle, our circle is now closed with the invitation to the ancestors to join us here today. All right, y'all. There we go. All right. How are we doing today? I do have one quick thing I want to give a shout out about my witchlings. Ooh. It's okay. Hey, all. My signature offering is taking registrants right now. It is a 7-week course that includes yoga, meditation, witchy stuff, and life coaching all rolled into one, and then it rolls into a year-long rolling program. If you are interested in joining us, the information is available on my website under the book tab, and I really cannot wait to see you guys. It's gonna be fun! More coffee. Oh, and the website is yogawithdylin.com/book. Nope, that's the blog. No, the blog is blog-1, book is book. All right, we have holidays today. Whoop, whoop. Yes, thank you, Raven. Hit those like buttons and start pumping those hearts because it draws more attention to us. We want people to come watch us, right? Maybe. I think. So, today's holidays. We have some interesting ones today. Oh, thank you, Silent King. Those were my warm weather outfits. Wait until you see some of the stuff I wear when it gets cold here in the Pacific Northwest. I plan on busting out my Peanuts trick-or-treat t-shirt here in the next few days. So, holidays. We have Multicultural Diversity Day, World Osteoporosis Day, and National Day on Writing. So, Multicultural Diversity Day. Today, we celebrate the beauty of our shared humanity. Multicultural Diversity Day reminds us that every story, every tradition, and every accent adds color to the world's tapestry. Let's listen, learn, and honor the roots that connect us all. And I also want to say, can we please remember that diversity is what made the United States as beautiful and as amazing as it is today. Moving on. our next holiday is World Osteoporosis Day. Strong bones, strong life. World Osteoporosis Day encourages awareness and prevention through movement, nutrition, and mindfulness. As yogis, we know building balance, strength, and stability is a lifelong practice that supports body and spirit alike. And finally, it is National Day on Writing. As a writer, poet, and storyteller, I know words are magic. National Day on Writing honors the sacred act of putting thoughts to page, whether it's poetry, journaling, spells, or stories. Every line we write shapes the world within and around us. So, write your truth today. Clack, 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 clack. Oot. Right. So, I have a question for everybody out there. Oh, sorry. I forgot that he needs to take that off. There we go. Ha. All right. So, yes. That would be wise. All right. I know. Raven, it is not quite chilly enough in my office to bust out my Pacific Northwest Witches Market t-shirt or hoodie. At least not with the lights on. We are not going to make the Samhain market this coming Sunday because, well, I don't have a ride. Kat is going to be at, I believe, a Bigfoot festival down south. No, east, south, something like that. And then, Saturday is trick or treat downtown here in our hometown, and I am volunteering for that. I am currently running through my head what I'm going to wear because, well, I want to go as Die the Yoga Witch again this year, but the outfit I wore last year would be perfect for what I'm doing this year, but it's a little cold for that. It was so wet last year. Oh, cool beans. Oh, that's right. I forgot that she was going to come hang out with you. All right. All right, y'all. I have a question for everybody in the chat. Y'all know my preferences are coffee and Dr. Pepper. What's in your cups this morning? Coffee, tea, something a bit more enchanted? Shit. I gotta rearrange stuff. I just tried to burn myself on the candle. Go make your coffee, love. Alright, now that goes there. That can go there. Alright, so what's everybody drinking today? Because hydration is important. Tea and Mathri. What is Mathri, friend? I have heard of it before. All right, I'm a little puffy today. But it sounds interesting. I like tea, and I love making tea, and I love smelling it. And a lot of them, I like the flavor. But I will make a cup of tea and then forget that I have it. Ooh, Mountain Dew. I have not been a Mountain Dew fan in years, but I did used to drink a lot of the Code Red when it first came out. That was while I was pregnant. That was entertaining. And then the Baja Blast is pretty good. But yeah, Code Red when I was pregnant with the Munchkins. So, oh my God. That was 25 years ago. Holy sheepskin. I'm not that old. Oh, that sounds interesting, King. Just so y'all know, I am responding to both the vertical and horizontal feeds. Silent King here is in the landscape view. Everybody else is in portrait view. Ooh, you're making ranch. Ah, that sounds good too. Don't let the spawn know. he might come drink it. Oh my good gods. Ooh, Earl Grey. Yes. Groovy. Earl Grey. Hot. Yes. Earl Grey is a good one. My tea that I drink most of the time, I have a whole cupboard that is full of tea. Oh, yummy. That is full of tea. And I have 2 flavors from Puka, Womankind, and I think Love. Yeah, Love is the other one. Those are my 2 typical go-tos, unless I'm getting ready to go to bed. And then it's sleepy time or just plain old chamomile. Now that I'm on an allergy medication that I can drink chamomile without sneezing my head off for 20 minutes after I take the first drink. Green apple Mountain Dew sounds so good. Hey. Well, hay fever and chamomile, he's saying, you know, we're such typical Americans. We take allergy meds so we can poison ourselves. Humans are the ones who discovered that, you know, capsaicin tastes good. Capsaicin, most plants developed it to prevent other things from eating it, but I digress. But I love tea, but I forget I have it. Although I absolutely love during summer taking a gallon pickle jar. It's usually a gallon pickle jar. Do not know why. Filling it up, dumping like 5 to 10 tea bags in it and going and setting it in a nice sunny spot to make sun tea. And that has been a favorite of mine for so long. There is nothing better than sun tea with ice and a little bit of lemon. Oh. Let me look them up because I think so. It is entirely possible. I don't think they're similar to biscotti. I hear Danish cookies, and I think of the damn blue tins that if you open it, you got a 50-50 chance it's going to be grandma's sewing kit or it's actually going to have cookies in it. I miss those. And I actually was not wrong. Butter flavored. Okay, so... Da-da-da-da. Oh, the little swirly ones that come in the tins like that. Yes, we do have those here. Just, we don't do tea the way that most places do, so... Yep. Like I said, you got a 50-50 chance. Yep, the big blue round cans. Yes, that kids of the 80s had a 50-50 chance when they opened the tin of either finding the treasure of cookies in it, or grandma's sewing kit, or button collection. How many of us had that big ass spare button collection? I mean, so many people I know, because you know you buy a shirt that buttons up at one of the nicer stores. Even Walmart does it now. And it comes with a spare button in case you lose one. So what do you do with the spare button? You toss it in the button and you toss it in the tin and forget about it. Or if you're lucky enough to live with a sewer who sews buttons on clothes that they make regularly, you have their collection of buttons. Yep, I'm not surprised Aspen's mom still has a button collection. I used to love, and it would annoy the fuck out of my incubator, but I would sit and just let the buttons make noise running through my fingers. Oh my God, did it annoy the hell out of her, but... I used to do it with... I also would do it with, you know, the tumbled rocks that you find at touristy places. Oh God, those were bad. Okay, so next question we have. This is a good one. If you could describe your current mood as a fall color, what would it be and why? My current mood. I was expecting that one. I was expecting that one. Mm-hmm. I thought of you today, Raven. I genuinely did my makeup with Raven in mind today. Even the blush is kind of orangey, but it looks good. No, it doesn't. You can barely tell I have anything on. Oh my god, I'm ghosty on this stream. All right, we're going to be fixing that blush. Purple is good. We always support purple in this stream. Black and blue, purple and maroon. Yep. I hope you are not black and blue yourself right now. I'm pretty sure I hit the button, but right. Gonna look wonky for a second, y'all. Okay. Making sure my lights were correct. Purple is mine and the man behind the curtain's favorite color. Teal is my second favorite color. Pink is pretty much... Pink and black are tied for third. Ooh, that's a pretty combination. Oh, excuse me. Hey, Mimi. Oh, good Lord. All right. I'm skipping that one. Oh, hey, Mimi. If you could describe your current mood as a fall color, what color would it be and why? And what's in your cup this morning? I said cup. My brain said wallet. I hate my brain sometimes. Chaos. Chaos is good. Oh. Crimson and black. Actually, it's crimson and gray here, or silver. Because that's the Wildcats colors. Man, you know something that sucks about my kids not being in school anymore? I have no idea what is going on with high school sports right now. And I kind of miss it. I cannot believe I'm actually saying I miss high school football, but we were pep band parents, so you know. All right, my witchlings. We are sitting in the waning crescent of the moon, that final sigh before the new moon is born. It's a phase of release, of endings, of letting go. So, tell me, what is something you have been holding on to, maybe even grieving, that you are ready to honor and lay down today? Let me know. Mm-hmm. Hmm? Hmm? Mm-hmm. So what are... Ooh, yum. Strawberry watermelon. Is it stir? Stirred strawberry watermelon is so good. I need more space under my desk. I really wish I could quit dancing. So what are we ready to just lay down and stop clinging to? Oh, we'll get to that. Because that kind of goes with our theme of the month, the release and renewal. Is it? Oh, okay. We're going to be talking about some other fun stuff too. Okay. Anybody up to sharing what they are letting go? What am I? Oh, you know what? I have been this entire frickin' month. Actually, for the last 3 months. My incubator has been at the forefront of my thoughts almost constantly. And I know part of it is that I'm struggling with a few things, and her voice in the back of my head is there again. And I am so ready to just be done with that. And in Podcast Thursday, I talked about the cord cutting that I did with her. And I really think it's time to do another one. Actually, I take it back. I have been hearing her since June when my cousin moved up. And I got to spend time with the family. And it's just bubbled a whole bunch of stuff to the surface. And I'm processing that. And this is absolutely the best, perfect time to let go of that. I love that, Raven. Raven says they are letting go of their fear of being alone and embracing the single life. That is the best thing in the world. And this is my opinion and experience here, plus 30 years of therapy. When you let go of that fear and embrace being in love with yourself, really, that helps you become a better person overall, and it will attract people who are going to love you for you, not what they can get from you. Birthday was on the 17th, and it was 66. Damn. That's not bad. So that was day before yesterday. I am so sorry. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Was that Lois? Is her name Lois? And I just forgot to... That's why I didn't remember who the hell I was talking about that day. Thank you. I'll be putting that into the... Actually, I'm doing that now. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Click. Grab the keyboard. Okay. There. There we go. She is now denoted as who she is, so she will be honored next year. I feel stupid. There we go. Haha. Okay, so Mimi is being drawn back to Idaho. Oh my god, have you seen the pictures from Idaho's No Kings rallies yesterday? Boise had one of the biggest turnouts in one of the reddest states in the fucking country. Yes! So, and that is something else. That is something else that we are letting go of here. We are letting go of the fear and the anxiety that is being caused by the current administration. Silent King, you not fabulous admin. I know English is not first language. I feel really bad. I had planned on being at the protests yesterday, but Friday was just a shit show for me. I had the worst night I've had in a while with her voice in the back of my head. I was just having a shit night, did not get enough sleep, and then when I woke up yesterday morning, I was in no condition to try to get into town. So I missed it, and I feel like shit about that. I have not seen pictures from Seattle yet. I have seen New York, San Diego, Boise, and a couple of others that I cannot remember right now. But I have not seen Phoenix, Portland, or Seattle. And those are the ones I'm looking forward to seeing. Oh, thank you. That makes more sense. I am not stupid. I feel stupid sometimes. I felt really ridiculous. Yes! Okay, so the Bubble Brigade I know the idea came from Portland, and that was awesome. I miss Portland. Okay, so the reason I'm asking about this, and we're going to take a sip and get into this. Hey, Hazel. Okay, Hazel, we've had 3 questions so far. Number 1, what are you drinking today? I have my coffee with pumpkin spice. Number 2 is if you could describe your fall feeling right now or your current feeling right now as a fall color, what color is it? And then, the third question is, what is something that you have been holding on to, potentially even grieving, that you are so ready to honor and then lay down and not worry about anymore? I'll let Hazel answer, and then I will move on. I was trying to catch her up quickly. Holy shit. 90,000 people at the Space Needle. Oh my God. And that's the preliminary counts. It stretched for more than a mile and more than nearly 7 million people. And that 7 million was counted before the West Coast. Hey, I'm Maya. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hey, Andrea. All right, so we have 2 new people who've just popped in. We are working with 3 current questions, and there will be more. What are you drinking today? I got my coffee. If you could describe your current feeling as a fall color, what would it be? And then what are you laying down and honoring and laying down that you have been holding on to and potentially even grieving? $25,000 people, 50,000 people. Oh, the Union Trib. There we go. Union Trib. Yeah, San Diego doesn't have numbers yet. Yeah, that's the first one. So if there were 80,000 for the first one and more people turned out, it's built from the Space Needle to Climate Pledge Arena. Yes. What I just read is it was over a mile long. I'm so impressed. LA doesn't have numbers. Portland and Phoenix are the other ones I want. I am glad that Silent King is not grieving anything yet. Oh, I am grieving and laying down my attachment to the family I grew up in as well. That is the one that I'm really, really, really processing today. All right. Now, the reason I ask, grief isn't just about death. We can grieve the loss of a dream, a version of ourselves like me and Sailor Die, or even the closing of a season. We can grieve the end of summer, right? The waning crescent is the moon's way of saying it's okay to rest. It's okay to be in between. Yep, grieving a family that has disowned you. That's where I'm at. 2 of my 3 brothers have essentially disowned me. So for the little bitty town that I grew up in Southern Oregon, the closest rally to them had over 1,000 people. Holy shit. Because that's like a really, really, really deep red corner of Oregon. Yep. There were how many? There were like 7,200 rallies around the country. And that's not counting around the world. Tri-City? Scroll up a little more. Is that Tri-City, Oregon? Oh, Tri-City's here. Oh, God. Kennewick. Yes! Oh, and the number of inflatable costumes. Oh, my God. There were like, in the short video I saw from here, my town, there were at least 10 different costumes. Pendleton? Yup. He's scrolling on my laptop. That's why I keep looking over here. Oh, OPB, Oregon Public Broadcasting is awesome. Oh, dear God, where's the giant frog? In Portland. Portland was overrun with frogs. Oh, my God. Yes, Lily, we do remember you. I remember you because I love your name. All right. So he's scrolling on my laptop, getting numbers for Oregon, or for No Kings yesterday. Yep, 2 unicorns and a T-Rex. Yes. So and then you know what? while he scrolls through the No Kings 2.0, there we go. Let's talk about, speaking of loss. Hello, Bean. Speaking of loss, can we talk about the Mariners for just a second? They're like this freaking close to the World Series. And yet, the World Series, right? We call it the World Series. But it's only U.S. teams and one single solitary Canadian team, the Toronto Blue Jays, who are, I believe, are the ones the Mariners are currently playing against. Who are we currently playing in our games? Thank you. So I was correct. So we are playing against the single solitary Canadian MLB team right now. But yet, we still call it the World Series. The Mariners is the Seattle baseball team. And we are within sneezing distance of our very first appearance at the World Series. But I absolutely love how America crowns itself the world champion for a game that we don't even let the world play in. Or for a series. Because, I mean, the baseball is very popular in Asia. I mean, Ichiro, the guy who just basically won the game for the Dodgers last night, yada, yada. The World Series? Please make that one make sense. But it does kind of fit our theme, right? That illusion of supremacy, of control, and of holding power. And the grief that comes when you realize just how much of that is just ego. How much of it is built on systems that leave others out. I know that the Mariners are going to win tomorrow night. We are going to kick ass, take names, because we're all out of bubble gum. So let's have another question for you guys. What is something that you have had to unlearn about success, victory, or what it means to win? Go take a walk, Raven. We'll see you in a bit. So what have you guys had to unlearn about success, victory, or what it means to win? Let's see. What have I had to unlearn? Yeah. That makes sense, Mimi. Lifetime, yep, a Lifetime movie of the week about 4 people who were, yep. That is pure Lifetime movie material, too, I swear. Yes, that is something I am working on very hard, being a people pleaser. I have also had to unlearn that being successful means being rich and having all of the stuff. Because that's what was beat into me as a kid, that you're not successful unless you have 7 figures in your bank account at all times. And I am rapidly learning that's not true. Because in my opinion, you are successful if you have enough in the bank that you don't have to worry about paying the bills and maybe, a little bit of retail therapy, being able to splurge now and again. If you have people who care about you, and I mean genuinely care about you, they're not just sticking around because you can do something for them. And you have a roof over your head and you're comfortable. To me, that is being successful. I have friends, I have family, I have a little bit of a social life, I have people who care, and I am doing something I love almost every day. You are absolutely correct, Andrea, and I say hi to Zin and Ramadan. How are you doing today, guys? Haven't seen you in a bit, Zin. Yeah, and as I'm being reminded, apparently we need at least $2 million to be able to retire now. True. We're never going to get to retire, though, so hey. Yeah, not having a social life. A lot of people don't have a social life, but here's the thing. It depends on how you look at a social life. In some ways, this is having something of a social life because we are here on Sundays getting to just chit-chat and socialize with each other, right? Go outside to earn, but your account, yeah. Sounds about right, King. So we have something of a social life. I am not one of those that believes that the only thing that constitutes a social life is going out and interact with other people. Even if you're interacting with other people in a chat room or in something like this, or even Facebook to an extent, social media. I mean, come on, it is social media because you are being social with others. Just a lot of people on social media have forgotten how to be human, how to be polite and yeah. Yes, success does not require perfection. That is so very true and so accurate. And yes, you are absolutely correct there, Alan. Alan says he is currently unlearning that changing jobs and getting fired within the first month is a big mistake, since it's something that might easily occur. He didn't say easily, but it's something that might occur when you are looking for those better opportunities. Very, very, very true. Hell. My first job after not working for, let's see, I started in 2011 and I got out of the Navy in 96. So 15 years, my first job in 15 years. After I completed the interview, I was told, we don't normally hire someone who's been out of work for more than a year. And then I made it 6 months at that job. So I'm pretty proud of that one. Mimi, I hear that one, but you are needed and there are people who care about you. I understand the hole you're in right now, though. I genuinely do. I've been there. I've done that. I have the t-shirts to prove it. But the man behind the curtain learned real quick that he was the one reaching out to everybody. And when he stopped hearing from all but 3 people. He's got two people who will occasionally reach out. And one person that will usually respond when he reaches out. Yep. His best friend reaches out twice a year. But yeah, Andrea's correct with telling Mimi, don't waste your time on people that don't want to be around you. That one has been the hardest lesson for me to learn. Because, hi, autism, inability to read social cues, I have no clue that people really don't want me around. And then combine that with the rejection sensitive dysphoria of ADHD. And once I figure out that you don't want, or I get the slightest hint that you don't want me around, it's all done and over with. Because yeah, I honestly feel like nobody wants me around. I'm just obnoxious and annoying, and I'm too loud, and I'm too much, and I'm this and I'm that, and the world would just be better off if I crawled into my hole and never came back out. I know that feeling. That's kind of what happened Friday. So, taking the things that we are unlearning, how do you define your own World Series moment? You know, something that felt like triumph, even if nobody else saw it. What is that for you guys? I love seeing the support in my chat. It's so awesome. Nobody asked you, stomach. But let's see. What is my triumph? You know what? Raising 3 kids successfully. Nobody landed in jail. Nobody developed a massive drug problem. I did not end up a grandmother before my children finished high school. All 3 of them have their job. All 3 of them have their friends. Good girl. Yes. Find that shiny spine, stand up for yourself, and make sure that people don't walk all over you. But let's say my kids they all have their own jobs, their social lives. 2 of the 3 are in relationships. The third one is tentatively stepping back into a new relationship. So I think I did pretty good at raising them. Yes, an unrecognized triumph is still a triumph. Yes. Oh, and a triumph that my incubator could not say when she died. Yeah. Yeah, my kids are all they're 22, 24 and 27. But also something that my incubator could not say, all of my children still speak to me on a regular basis. So I would say I'm doing that's kind of a triumph there. Let's see. I'm also a homeowner. That's a small triumph. A business owner. Yeah. One of the kids I have to, kind of nudge, hey, are you still alive? Oh, girl, I just chopped about a foot off of it too, and I'm regretting it. Because I'm so used to it being so much longer that now trying to braid it like this is weird because my braids feel short and stubby. I know they're not, but they feel like it. They feel short and stubby compared to what they were. What? Sorry. People will figure, and anybody who's watched me is going to know that I probably just took it out while I was talking because I do this regularly enough. That was something else I was looking at, going back to Hazel saying she's envious of my hair. Something Apparently Hazel saying "but" caused the auto mod to hold the comment. That's adorable. Alan, I understand wishing you could raise a family. Oh my gosh. But I wouldn't want to today. As much as I love my kids who have kids and my grands themselves, I love them all, but I would not want to do that today. Because the frickin' because the economy and the state of our country here, and in some ways the state of the world. Oh, dude, if you are able to adopt a child out of this foster system, I say do it. Especially a teenager. Yeah, they tend to be a lot more work, but in the end, it is so much more rewarding because those kids are so used to nobody wanting them that if you can get them to understand, I do want you with me, I do care about you, I do love you, it's great. Yep, Andrea was raised much the way I was, raised to not speak unless spoken to. Children will be seen but not heard. You do not say anything back to an adult, elsewise you are talking back. You do not question anything that is said to you. You do not comment on anything that is said to you, elsewise you are talking back and risking getting popped in the mouth. Yup. We know that one all too well. But yep, same. So, okay, this kind of rolls into the next question. This whole thing makes me think about how we center certain voices in sports, in culture, in spirituality, and then call that the world. But the real world is so much bigger and more diverse and more magical than that. Oh, that is awesome to hear, Mimi. I am so happy. And so here we are, a waning crescent moon, asking us to let go. A baseball team fighting for their first ever World Series, and a reminder that even our definitions of the world can be way too small. So here's our goal for this week. We can try to let go of narrowness in ourselves, our culture, in how we measure worth. And let's open up to something bigger. All right, y'all, drop an emoji for how you're feeling right now. If you're hopeful, we want a baseball. Crescent moon if you're releasing, and a purple heart if you are just here for the vibes. And please remember that grief and endings do not necessarily mean failure. They mean that you have lived fully enough to care. Right? Right. Oh, that feels so much better. Y'all are awesome. Or any combination thereof. Because I think I'm all three right now. And I'm still giggling at the at the weight in my nose. It's been 3 days and it's still driving me bonkers occasionally. Oh, I'm so glad to see that we have some hopeful. As long as we have hope, we're doing good. All right. All right, y'all. We have adjusted our Sunday coffee and cues, and instead of pulling 3 cards of both, we pull 1. Oh, that's a good idea, Mimi. But don't overload yourself with so much stuff. Because if you overload yourself with too much stuff, that's just going to become one more bad thing that you're trying not to think about. And also, we have experience with staying so busy that you don't get time to grieve and process stuff. And trust me, you don't process it, you don't grieve it now. It will make you do that eventually, even if that is 40 years later. So, yep, Alfredo is our next door neighbor, and we really, really like him. He's a good guy. He is Benji's dad. You guys have heard me talk about the adorable pit bull next door. That is Benji's dad. Benji's the cutest thing. Oh my god. He's a cute little red pit bull, and he's got the biggest doggy grin. And Luna and Sergeant absolutely love him, and Tookers absolutely hates him. Because Tookers is an asshole. Oh, there he is. And he happens to be in here. So yes, I keep busy. I stay busy to keep the bad thoughts away. Yes. It helps. Why am I yawning so much? Oh, goodness. Why does that keep going to Spotify when I hit that button? And I need to... There it is. All right. Yes, coffee is good. Son of a bitch. All right. So we have one oracle card today. Takes an asshole to know an asshole. But see, that's the thing, Benji's not. All right. All right. So, our oracle card today. We have not fixed the camera to make sure it can see it. Oops. One of those days, right? All right. Today's oracle card, we have Never Again. So, what are we saying never again to? We have our tarot card now. Our tarot card is the Five of Rods reversed. And the Five of Rods reversed is actually a really good card today. It says relief and calm after conflict. So, after yesterday, with the no kings and all of that, I am very much happy to see that one pop up. And yes, it very much does take an asshole to know an asshole. They do. But that's not an asshole. That's something else. In that respect, they're calling him a kitty cat, but not a kitty cat. They're yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why do I remember the bad words in Spanish and not the conversational shit? I can cuss you out in Spanish, but see, I'm the one that showed up for the Make Good Trouble or the Good Trouble protests with my sign saying no mas naranja pendejo. No. Yes. Yes. No. Yeah, that's right. Puta. I'm not gonna say it because that's, well, they don't care. Puta. Puta, yeah, puta is bitch or cunt. Pendejo is asshole. Chinga is the F-bomb. Chinga tu madre is, yes, chinga tu madre is motherfucker. So yeah, I sorry, Hazel. Like I said, I remember all of the swear words in Spanish. But that's all I remember of my Spanish these days. And how to ask where the bathroom is. And here's the absolute best part of half of that. Half of those phrases I learned from the guy who grew up to play Hannah Montana's older brother, which is great. Yes, Aspen, darling. I have heard you say all of those and then some in English. I love you. But yeah. I will message them. But yeah, my friend, am I the only one who read the Babysitter's Club? Hey, John. John shows up after I get done rattling off all of the swears at horrible words in Spanish. Am I the only one who read the Babysitter's Club? I remember reading the Babysitter's Club where the girls were in the school library. And Christy, who's the leader of the pack, I think was the narrator of this book, and she was talking about the clump of boys who were standing around the dictionary flipping through it, and she said they called them the Bad Word Brigade. Oh, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants were the girls who shared the pair of jeans, and the Babysitter's Club were the tweens who set up a group to be babysitters, and one of the girls, Claudia, had a phone in her bedroom, so it was her number that they used for parents to call and schedule them. And oh my god, I can't believe I can remember most of their names. Yay, good to hear, John. But they came up with the idea of the shoe boxes. I can't remember what they called them, but the shoe boxes full of activities for the kids they were babysitting. Oh. We do. All right. But I loved the Babysitter's Club. And then when the Babysitter's Club TV show came out, oh my god! I was like all over that shit. Oh, hey. Oh, Hell's Bells and Tinker Toys. Uh-oh. Might want to do that now. So, we are not going to be extinguishing today's candle because it's doing it to itself. There is, oh, you can see the teeny tiny flame. Here we go. There's a little bitty flame. You can kind of see it there. That is so cool looking, though. Oh, okay. There we go. Now the other camera can see it. Okay, I gotta set it down because it's starting to get heavy. And I don't want to drop the plate. I have dropped enough crystals on this plate this week. Alright. We do have an affirmation with our reading this today, if anybody wants to read it. That sounds awesome, Andrea. Go get some rest, King. All right. Nice. I need to learn my cards better. All right. I know. All right, my friends, our affirmation for today. I'm going to sit up to read this one. Our affirmation is, I release what no longer serves me with grace and gratitude. I honor the ache of endings as sacred proof that I have loved deeply and lived fully. I no longer chase false victories or borrowed crowns. My worth is not measured by the games I win, but by the truth I live. In the quiet of release, I make space for renewal. I thank you, John. Unfortunately, I am not the best reader. I have been reading, and I mean, this deck, I've been reading this deck for 30 years and I still have not memorized my cards. That is, I swear, a combination of traumatic brain injury, ADHD, autism, and trauma. Oh! It did? Well, that's pretty cool. Ah, okay. Of course the teachers wouldn't allow it. Yeah, that's hilarious. I have fun with books about useless trivia. It's one of those books that I learned, and the candle died. It was in one of those books that I learned why we say bless you after someone sneezes. And that is because the belief used to be that when you sneezed, you spit out your soul. And so someone was to say bless you before you inhaled again, because if you inhaled before you were blessed, you were going to inhale a demon and you were going to be possessed. Is that not an interesting little tidbit? It goes right along with the fact that women... Yes, I think that's part of why Kim Harrison wrote that the reason Rachel knows that the demons are trying to summon her, she starts sneezing. So, speaking of books, we have our quote from Mr. Rogers. Let's see what Mr. Rogers has to say today. I felt this was an appropriate one considering our theme of the week. Confronting our feelings and giving them appropriate expression always takes strength, not weakness. It takes strength to talk about our feelings and to reach out for help and comfort when we need it. And that is Mr. Rogers for today. I love Mr. Rogers. I know. Yep. Mr. Rogers is awesome. So this book was, I believe, I can't remember if it was a stocking stuffer or a birthday present the first year that the man behind the curtain and I were together. Because I put that it was to me from... But I did not say what year or why, which is odd because I normally do. But Mr. Rogers is awesome. We have Mr. Rogers to thank for so many things. I know that he testified it before Congress at least twice that I know of. Once for a children's television. All right, y'all. I had something else I wanted to talk about. Go ahead and do that, though. Or something else, but I can't for the life of me remember. Oh, goodness. Yawning. Okay, that was it then. Huh. Oh, let me check Amazon right quick. Or Barnes & Noble. Because I'm sure it is because it's Wisdom from the World according to Mr. Rogers. Important things to remember. Scheisenhosen. I am not positive. Nope, don't do it. Yeah. Actually, no, it is this one, I think. Come here, you. You move. Tap. There. Hell yeah. All right, type it. All right. There we go. Wisdom from the World according... There it is. Ah. Yep. Click. Oh, it's even less than $6. Nice. And then his autobiography, but we want to do here. Go here. Come on, clicky clicky. All right, right click, copy, minimize. And then, okay. What did I do? Not touching anything. I watched Mr. Rogers so much. Eureka's Castle was awesome too. That is a link to this book on Amazon. It is an affiliate link, so if you guys click it and buy the book, I do get a little bit back from it. But it is, yes, yeah, and it's like 3 cents, and you guys don't pay anything more for it, for me to get paid. So I love Mr. Rogers. I watched so many shows as a kid that people don't remember. Today's Special. A lot of non-Canadians don't remember Today's Special, but it did play on Nickelodeon. And then Pinwheel. Oh my God. To this day, I still quote things from Pinwheel and the twins playing Gotcha Back. That was fun. Eureka's Castle. I think Eureka's Castle was after I was a little kid. But Today's Special, Pinwheel, pinwheel spinning around. Look at my pinwheel and see what I found. What's another one? I can't remember them now. Hey, Mike! And then some of the shows that I watched with my kids. Lazy Town was popular with all 3 of them. One of my kids, who shall remain nameless because I can't ask if they are okay with me telling who they are. One of my kids absolutely adored Sporticus to the point they had the Sporticus toy and costume. Oh, that is awesome to hear, Mike. I wanted to, but unfortunately I was physically and mentally spoonless yesterday. I am very sad about that. And then we've talked about the cartoons I watched. Sagwa. I loved Sagwa with my kids. Sagwa was fun. But Sagwa and Caillou played like back to back. Thomas the Tank Engine. Oh my God. I have been to a day out with Thomas with my children. Once when the kids were little bitty, because my oldest absolutely loved Thomas. I've talked about the fact that his very first birthday party was a Thomas the Tank Engine theme. And then every summer, Thomas is at the Pacific Northwest Train Museum, which is in the next town over. And so link to the Mr. Rogers book is in the description now, by the way. So we love Thomas. Little Bear was great. I loved Wishbone. Oh my God, Wishbone was awesome. Wishbone did the Phantom of the Opera, and he did Les Mis, I think. He covered so much freaking classic literature and got kids interested. My only question is, how did they get the dog to wear all of the costumes? Because Jack Russell Terriers are little assholes. Oh, cool. John's traveling across London. Yes, Mike, I have a feeling you will find an essay to write about in November. My kids actually, we had Thomas the Tank Engine Halloween costumes. What, babe? Do what? Yes. All right, y'all. Let's open the circle right quick. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Dun, dun, dun. Give me a second. I need the mouse, babe. I forgot to add something to my script today. Because we are announcing today's Sanskrit word of the week. No, that was for the blog. We're good. All right, so okay, I can do that. Let's see. So That works. Hold on, y'all. I am trying to find... Okay, so our word of the week is karuna, which often translates as compassion, but its deeper meaning is compassionate action. It's not just feeling empathy, it's moving with it. This is what happens when your heart aches for the suffering of another person, and instead of turning away, you lean in with love, and that genuinely feels like the medicine that our world needs right now. You know, it's okay. And the world is feeling so heavy. Grief is in the headlines constantly, loss in our communities, and that quiet ache that hums beneath our daily lives. Karuna calls us to meet all of it, the pain, the anger, the exhaustion, with tenderness instead of apathy. And it reminds us once again that compassion is not weakness. Compassion is not weakness. It is courage in its purest form. So karuna is our word today. Oh, that is cool as fuck. Dooda. All right, my friends. So, my beautiful witchlings, as we close our circle, as we open our circle, oh my good gods. As we open our circle today, let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let the weight that you have been carrying soften, even if it's only just for one little heartbeat. Karuna reminds us that compassion begins where judgment ends, in that gentle space where we choose to love ourselves, even through the ache. May every tear become a drop of sacred release, every breath a whisper of forgiveness. Remember, Witchling, compassion is the bridge between grief and grace. Breathe it in, let it flow through you. Exhale, and begin again. Isn't that sweet? Karuna Satori. That I know the word Satori too, but it's not clicking just yet. I'm gonna have to look her up. This morning, found out the name of someone whose shorts I have been enjoying for a while. She's utterly hilarious. She's the one that does the Southern Church Lady, the Southern Family reels, where she just shows you the worst of what the South is like, the most racist bullshit. Give me a second. I'm going to try to find her name, because I literally just subscribed to her last night. But, oh God, where do I get my freaking history here? Because I was just watching, she's an English major, or she's an English person. That's her. This is her. So, she is an English major, and, she is deconstructing Taylor Swift's newest album. Her name is Caroline Easom, Easom. She's a comedian, ASM artist, writer, actor, and so much more. And she says, unless I specify that I'm being myself, I'm playing a character and everything I say is bullshit. But I have stumbled across her, I don't know how many times, on social media, and just absolutely loved what I saw, but I never thought to subscribe to her, and now I'm kind of sorry. And now I found her on YouTube, so I'm happy about that. She's just hilariously funny. I actually stumbled across her, found out her name because Knitting Cult Lady has been deconstructing her Swiftiness. And in one of her more recent videos where she's breaking down the necklace, the opalite necklace, that is so many shades of wrong. Somebody in the comments mentioned Caroline's video doing the same thing with the entire album. Yes, trans rights are human rights. You are absolutely correct there. But the necklace. So the pendant on the necklace, the star, is the symbol of military intelligence. And then the lightning bolts, especially the way they're made and they look, they are frickin' SS symbols. They're the S's that the SS wore on their uniforms. So, just saying. I am going to admit I was never a Swiftie. I like a couple of her songs, but something about her has just never quite clicked with me. Okay. By the way, Melissa, yes, we very much agree with you. I have a soul sister who is trans. My baby cousin is trans. One of my mods and staff members is non-binary mask. My munchkin is non-binary leaning towards mask. My soul sister, my cousin, the two non-binaries. I have two gender fluid, to me, kids living under my roof right now. So yes, I support trans rights. There is a reason this hangs in here. Come June, the window gets replaced with my progress flag. I actually have a trans flag sitting next to me right at the moment because I need to hand it to my munchkin's partner. So yeah. Oh, not you, Mimi. I call you Mimi 99% of the time. And Hazel, yes, Hazel is also trans. We are very, very, very queer friendly in here. I myself am not straight. So to be honest, the only person in my household who is completely cis het straight is the man behind the curtain, but he is an ally to the best of his abilities. 'Cause yeah, no. You think? You haven't figured it out to be positive about this yet? He said some days he thinks I'm a little kooky. He thinks I'm a little kooky. This man and I have been together for 14 forking years today, and he still thinks I'm a little. I need to try harder. Thank you, sweetheart. Exactly my point. I am batshit crazy, and we all damn well know it. More coffee. Yeah, this is the poor man who has suffered through me cycling through altars rapidly in one night, all of them telling him the entire story. How he is still sane and not in prison right now, I don't know. Because all I know is like 6 of them came out in one night and told him details that even I don't know, and he has said I don't want to know. So yeah. There's a reason I am not going back over to visit his parents anytime soon. I am stealing that one, Mimi, because I usually say I'm batshit crazy or I'm guano crazy. Because, you know, same thing, just slightly less offensive. I cannot believe they use guano in women's cosmetic products, but anyway, moving on. Yeah, I am batshit crazy. That is true. What keeps changing on my freaking laptop monitor? Okay. Oh, have you guys seen the pictures? It would be nice if that were true, but unfortunately we can take the ages of my altars and align them with trauma. So, unfortunately, we know. Uh-oh. You okay, Irish? Do we need to be concerned? I'm just going to say, please remember that you are loved and wanted and needed here. We do care. Okay, get going, kiddo. See you soon. Hugs and loves. I love the way he refers to it as a restore point. Because it really, being ITs here, it really is a good comparison. That said, oh, that sucks, John. Good to have you back. That said, I do know a couple of my past lives. I have. Yeah, yeah. But underground. I have written a couple of stories that I have been told from a couple of my past lives. The man behind the curtain and I, this is not our first time dancing together. And I have some stories on one of my blogs that I wrote about that life. It was really, really interesting. Excuse me. I know that I have been surrounded by pretty much the same people each time I pop back. It's kind of interesting. Is it really? No, I only have the greens left. That totally looked like I just flipped everything off. I only have the green accent nails left. All of the purple chipped off or peeled off. And it was freaking gel, which is why these won't let go. It was the tiger's eye gel, which is so pretty. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. He is curled up in a little bitty ball. Since you were a pet hamster. Yep. That actually, the reincarnation, my belief, and I mean this is a strong, sincere belief in reincarnation, is actually one of the biggest reasons that I left the church. That was the first thing that really drew me into the conversation with my pagan friends, was discussing reincarnation and was it a thing or was it, people making shit up. But there are too many kids out there who have been able to talk about their previous lives. There are stories of at least one kid, I want to say in South Africa, who he was about 2 or 3 years old and he'd been talking to his parents about his old family and his old life, his wife, his kids, etc., etc. And they finally got him to tell where he had lived. They took him to the town, and as soon as they got to the edge of town, he was able to direct them to his house. They knocked on the door and the woman opened. Parents asked her if she was so-and-so and if her husband had been so-and-so. And the kid's going, yes, that's my wife. And the woman's like, called him by name. And he went, yup. And he started talking about shit that he should have no way of knowing about. She verified it. And they're like, he is reincarnated. Oh, Mimi, I have heard that so many times. And yep, already dead. Yes, there are other reincarnation stories out of India like that. I want to see the ghost inside my child. That sounds awesome. It was done. Yep. He became the kid. Yep. Okay, so the man behind the curtain is filling me in that there was a kid who was reincarnated. And he had been a pilot in his previous life. They took him out to sea where his plane had crashed into the ocean and he had drowned. And they dropped flowers in the water. And once he was able to say goodbye to who he had been, it just disappeared. He forgot everything he'd been talking about, and he was able to just be the kid that he was supposed to be. I mean, I know it happens. I really do. Oh dear Lord! He told his parents, I knew you'd be a good mommy and daddy. That's why I picked you that night in the hotel room in Hawaii. The kid just straight up said he knows when he was conceived. Holy shitballs. That would be unnerving. But see, right now, I am nervous. Yes. Because I had to stop using this oracle deck after my granddaughter passed. Because she was communicating through them. And once we got her communicating through them, she started talking to her aunt through the pendulum. And she communicated that she was just waiting for mommy or auntie to get pregnant again. And she wanted auntie to be her mommy this time. Auntie is currently pregnant with boy-girl twins. And it was shortly after she got pregnant with the twins that my granddaughter stopped popping up and answering on the pendulums. I am nervous. Already dead. I fully agree. Something happens after this body stops existing. Because something we were taught in science class. Energy cannot be destroyed. So what happens to the energy that runs our bodies after our bodies stop running? Explain that. Do we ascend? Possibly. Do we stay here and we're just still energetic beings here on Earth that can interact with others? So yeah. It is happening, Mimi. It sucks balls. You are not the only person I know and care about who is dealing with this. Yes, many of us are going to be struggling hardcore. And then once the government reopens, they have revamped the work requirements for SNAP. John, there probably has been, because it is known that the veil between the living and the unliving is thinnest at this time of year. That is part of why Samhain is the holiday that it is. The veil between the worlds is at its thinnest at that point, and paranormal activity does ramp up during the month of October, and then it tapers off by about mid-November. Usually it tapers off the most by about the 3rd or 4th of November and goes back to normal amounts by the middle of the month. Why do I know this shit? Oh yeah, because I've been a witch for 30 years. Yes, there are a number of people who believe that, and I honestly think there are some of us that does happen for, and then there are others of us who get to just kind of hang around in the other world for a little bit before we decide to come back. Because I'm sorry, especially as stressful as things are here right now, wouldn't you like to take a year or two break from being here if you had the opportunity and then come back? That's my thoughts. Which leads me to the thought that my grandparents are back. I just don't know where or who. And the idea of running back into them is kind of scary. The man behind the curtain thinks Tookers is my father, and I would not be surprised. It was about this time of year, about 10, 12 years ago, I had the most bizarre dream. I dream about my grandparents, but generally when I dream about them, they look like what I knew them. You know, the older versions. But in this dream, my grandmother she kind of phased between looking like the grandma I knew and the grandma I've seen pictures of when she and grandfather got married. And she and I are hanging out in their apartment, well, condo, whatever. And I was supposed to go to a Halloween party with them. And we're talking and we're visiting and we're chit-chatting. And I finally ask where Grandpa is. I have no memory of what her answer was. But she looks up from whatever she's doing with her hands and goes, "It's time for you to wake up now." "Grandma, I am awake." "No, you're not. You're asleep right now. It's time for you to wake up now." And then boom, I was awake laying in bed and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So that was one experience. I have had other visits. My little brother has visited me since he passed. Yeah, oh my God. The number of dimes we found shortly after he passed. There would just be a random dime in the middle of the sidewalk or in the walkway at the store or whatnot. And it was just so weird. But the boy was a frickin' pothead to no end. And we joked about dime bags. Yep. We would also find random cigarettes. His brand, which was not the ones we smoked. We would find his brand of cigarettes laying around and be like, the fuck? Where the hell did this come from? We found them in the car. In the door, in the sill of the door of the car, and just got to the point where we were like, "Hey Gary, how you doing today?" He is over the moon right now because of his girls. Oh, ow. Oh, all right, there we go. But yeah, Alan being digitally preserved, that could be interesting. Technically, we're all going to be digitally preserved because these videos and shit are going to be out there. Digital pictures, etc., etc. So we will all be digitally preserved. But I don't want to be cryogenically frozen. Not my idea of a good time. And okay, here's another idea. Here's another thought. Walt Disney famously had himself cryogenically frozen, whether it was just his head or his whole body, I don't remember. But if he has been reincarnated, who's going to come back into that body when they reanimate that body? I don't want to think about it. That's kind of creepy, honestly. Yeah, nope, cryo is not for me. Nope. Yes. Come back as an animal. Oh. Are you referring to the one video you sent me? Yeah. The Riker paradox. So for those of you who are not fans of Star Trek The Next Generation, there was an episode where we were introduced to two Rikers. Will Riker was the second in command of the USS Enterprise under Captain Jean-Luc Picard. And there was a time that he was beaming off of a planet. However, an EMP or something disrupted the transporter beam, and he ended up getting split. One of him ended up back on the Enterprise, and the other one stayed on the planet. Neither of them was aware of the other one until Will Riker came back to this planet years later and found, I think he went by Riker's middle name, which started with a T. I don't remember. Thomas? That's right, Thomas. Yeah, but he had been Will by himself for 9 years. No clue that this other... Still thinking that he was in a relationship with either Deanna or Beverly, and that nothing had changed and blah, blah, blah. And then it was Beverly at that point. That's correct. And then when the Enterprise comes back and he learns that that's not what reality is. And just, yeah. And it's just really bizarre. And Thomas ends up becoming so incredibly jealous of Will, and I don't remember exactly how the episode ends, but yeah. God, I loved Star Trek. Between Star Trek and Stargate, got some good conversations there. Ow, what did I just kick? Caboodle of drugs. Okay. Haha. So I keep my prescription meds in a caboodle so that it's easy to just grab it and refill my weekly cases. It's great. Now I'm worrying about what I'm going to do when I have more meds than I have space in the caboodle. Might have to get another caboodle. Not that I don't have another spare one. I've been doing that too. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump the chocolate out of the pink one because it's significantly larger and use it for the drugs. And yes, consciousness is greater than the body. I tend to agree with that one. And I think this is kind of along the lines of what Alan was thinking. I would love to have my brain downloaded into a computer. Kind of like Baron, what's his fuck? In the Avengers. Please tell me I'm not the only one who remembers this guy. Oh my god, he was the Red Skull's right-hand man. Avengers, Baron. Is it Zemo or Strucker? I think it's Strucker. Let's find out. Ha! Hey, how about that? I got it right. Baron Wolfgang von Strucker is a Marvel Comics supervillain and former Nazi officer. He co-founded Hydra. That is the one I'm talking about. So yeah. No, that's not him. Not Baron Strucker. Did what? Hydra characters. That might help. Ruby Hale, Agent 33. Zola. I think Zola is the one I'm thinking of. Yes! Haha! Much like his cohort, the Red Skull, Arnim Zola found a way to cheat death for decades. Zola is the one I'm thinking about. How about them apples? But yeah. That would be kind of cool. Yes, I need a tote load of meds. You are absolutely correct. Have a good one, Hazel. Hazel saying blessed be. That generally means Hazel's taken off. It's not even a small caboodle either. Oh, hi, Serge. It's one of the big train cases. So, if you're happy and you know it, shake your meds. Anyway, if they put your consciousness in a computer, does it stay in there forever? I would think it would unless somebody deleted you. And what if we are already in a computer? That is a very common urban legend. So, yeah, it's the simulation theory. And I sometimes wonder. I really do. But see, then that kind of goes that kind of goes along with the idea of MIB. It's in Orion's belt. Orion is the cat, and his collar has the galaxy on it. So, Murakamits, yes. See, I am smart right now. I have all of my stuff like that in there, so the only other thing I have is this. Hey, that works well as a maraca. Pain meds. None of them, technically the naproxen was prescription. Do you know how much it sucks to go through surgery and be allergic to narcotic pain relief? Oh, it's pink and it has a little pill on the front of it. I don't remember where I got it. That would explain reincarnation because we're already stuck in a computer. You are absolutely correct there. I think you have a point there. And if we're already in the computer and this version of us dies and we just respawn as something else. Hot pink, actually. So yeah, that makes sense. But I keep these pill things around because it's an easy way to keep an emergency stash of pain meds in my purse. Or antacids for the MCAS. Here's an interesting tidbit for you, and I have a feeling if Aspen is around, they will confirm. MCAS. Some of the emergency treatments for that are omeprazole, Zyrtec, Singulair. Do not take Benadryl. But those are the three that they'll tell you to take extra of until you can get into, be treated. And if you're having a bad enough MCAS reaction, that's when you jab yourself with the EpiPen, which I need to make sure I still have one handy. Oh, they're not in there. They must be in the other one. So, yeah. It takes so much time and energy to be a freaking spoonie. Scheduling doctor's appointments, getting to the doctor's appointments, managing the scripts from those appointments. Yeah, you burn half your spoons just trying to manage your spoons. And it's not always fun to be on a first name basis with your doctor because you see them that often. And the number of specialists. Yeah. Yeah, you should not have your PCP turn into a referral ATM for specialists before you're 45. I have been seeing specialists for all sorts of shit since I was in my mid-20s. And okay, a spoonie. No, I know you don't have MCAS, but I know you deal with me and your doodle. So a spoonie is someone who lives with chronic illness, either invisible or visible. So my spoonie things are my asthma, my migraines, the MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome, the POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, the mental health issues I have, such as the PTSD and the DID. So all of that is chronic illness that I have to manage. And my ADHD and autism, all of those, the ones especially that trigger brain fog or suck your energy, etc., etc. We refer to ourselves as spoonies because of Christine Miserando's essay that she entitled The Spoon Theory. And what the spoon theory is we use spoons as units of measurement of energy. Some RPGers will use spell slots. Or, how people will say my social battery is low? Same concept. The website is butyoudontlooksick.com or just Google the spoon theory. Is the site down? Oh shit. I am really, really, really scared that Christine is not with us anymore. Because I have not seen her pop up on social media in way too long. Like years ago. Like 8 years ago. Miserandino. Yep. Oh, the spoon theory is on Wikipedia. Yes, I am. And so half of my shit is genetic, and half of it stems from my military service. But yeah, I am a big ball of ouch. And I have been dealing with spoony type shit since I was a kid because my knees have been a problem literally as long as I can remember. And it was not until I was getting ready to join the Navy and whacked my knee on the ladder getting out of the pool at the hotel. So MEPS sent me to get x-rays done that they diagnosed me with patellofemoral pain syndrome. Aspen is also a big ball of ouch. I actually met Aspen through the Spoony community. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, most of the social media sites, if you just search Spoony, you will come up with all sorts of stuff for those of us in the chronic illness community. Because support is a massive part of helping us survive. I would not be the person I am today. Oh, Jesus. Oh, honey. That's going to be so much fun. I will text you to check in with you. I'll try to remember. And tomorrow I'm actually going to make a note to add Aspen to Candle tomorrow. I'm actually doing that now because Goddess knows I will forget if I don't. Yeah, Aspen has some interesting stuff. Yeah, it's being a spoonie is not for the weak. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Andrea. You were so sweet. Aspen has become one of my adopted kids. I love them to pieces. And the irony is, they lived here in Washington when we first met, and we didn't realize how close we lived to each other until they had already moved to where they are now. Which is so funny. I love the support my witchlings give each other. It's great to see. This is why I do what I do. I accidentally created a freaking group chat of all of my favorite people who are still on Facebook, and they're all now chatting and sharing cat pictures, and Aspen sharing the cards they're making for Christmas and Halloween, and they're all chatting and getting to know each other and falling in love with each other, and I'm like, yes, I brought people together. And then I do this, and I have people in my chat who are making friends with each other and supporting each other. This is why I do what I do. It's great. I love being able to facilitate people making connections like this. Because unlike some people, yep. Oh, we got 2 minutes. Unlike some people, okay, I am not, that's right. I am not, jealous of my friends' time. I want to encourage my friends to befriend each other and not, I'm the only one allowed to be friends with them. And doink. I think it's the Muppets in my head this time. Not sure. Hey, Lyric, how are you doing today? I can't even remember what we were talking about last night. I wanted to mention something that I was talking about last night and have no idea. I'm actually doing pretty good. Aside from the fact I got to hit the head soon. Because it was occupied when we went live. I love my family. Oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah. probably half an hour ago, for the haunt. Oh, okay, for the haunt. You know, I am incredibly proud of my kid for being a good actor and a good haunt actor. It's awesome. He gets to do what he loves. All right, my darling, my witchlings, my loves. Okay. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious griefus. All right. Let's wrap this up, my loves. Go out there, my witchlings, and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness, because there is already enough darkness and hate out there. Let's try to be beacons of hope and light for those lost and stumbling in the dark. Tell your loved ones, whether they walk on two legs, fly with wings, curl up with fur, glide on scales, or tiptoe on paws and claws, that they are absolutely precious to you. Moments slip away faster than we expect, and those last moments often come far too soon. I thank my witchlings who have stuck around. You guys are the absolute best, and since you made it this far, let's do the like, share, and subscribe thing. Be sure to hit the bell so you know when we're live and posting. I would be incredibly appreciative, too, if you helped us appease the algorithm gods. By leaving a comment of at least 7 words. Tell me your favorite color, why you love it. Tell me your favorite coffee order. Tell me your favorite crystal. And if you don't want to think, Panic at the Disco has some inspiration with, hey, look, die, I made it, yay, it works, yay. Go have a fantabulous, magical rest of your day or night wherever you are, and please, always, always, always remember, witchlings, you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and you do have a purpose here, even if you haven't figured it out yet. I was 45 before I did. I love you guys to bits. Namaste, witchlings. All right, now, for a deeper dive into exclusive content, behind-the-scenes glimpses, bonus blog posts, monthly rituals, my weekly yoga classes, and even more, please consider hopping over to patreon.com/dietheyogawitch to join the Patreon coven. And then, if you are feeling particularly generous, a virtual coffee is always, always appreciated, because this Gen X witch, raised on 80s vibes, thrives on caffeine and a dash of well-placed sarcasm. And then you're maybe seeking some personalized guidance. You want to do yoga with me, join one of my programs or whatever. Hop over to yogawithdialin.com, where we can work together to restore balance and alignment to your mind, body, and spirit. And as an ordained minister, I am honored to craft those meaningful rituals and services for all of life's milestones, house blessings, cleansing, spiritual life coaching, and personalized tarot and pendulum readings overseen by the furry overlord, since the damn things won't work without his permission anyway, are also available, so you can explore those offerings over at dietheyogawitch.com. And then our weekly schedule. Monday through Friday, we are here 1:30 p.m. Pacific time for Di's Daily Divinations and Self-Care, followed at 2 p.m. by Chillin' with the Witchlings. And then we have Sunday mornings, as you have seen here, Coffee and Cues with Di the Yoga Witch, 1:30 p.m. Not exactly morning, but you know. And then the rest of the week, we have Tuesdays, we have Bitch and Witch podcast, where I pull topics out of the current media and bitch about them. Typically women, minorities, veterans, queer. Those are my pet topics. And some less inflammatory subjects. Then Thursdays we have the Yoga Witch's Cauldron, Di the Yoga Witch podcast, or I talk yoga, witchcraft, and how to combine the two of them, or just, you know, a bunch of stuff. Then we have Friday and Saturday evenings, 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. We have some rather unique offerings. Fridays, we do our Friday night guided meditation and yoga nidra, where we unwind with guided meditation and yoga nidra asana, tapping into our inner magic and bringing that magical life into our yoga practice. Saturday evenings, we have another guided meditation via Zoom. You can find that on the website under the book tab, yogawithdylin.com. So, please come join us. We have very full weeks here. I think that's everything, my love. All right. And on that note, I will say I love you guys to bits. Namaste, Witchlings. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Yes. Thank you, Andrea. Give Wavy and Joops McSwoops pets from Mama Di, please. Good night, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow.